GM, my dear Starknet fan, welcome back to another episode of the StarkCafe, the podcast show where we host the most interesting projects and personalities from the Starknet ecosystem. Well, today we want to speak about a new protocol that is building on Starknet. Its name is ForgeYields, and it is a DeFi pooling protocol that wants to bring the best cross-chain yields on Starknet. And in order to speak about ForgeYields, we have the pleasure to host their founder, Sacha. Oh, hello, Sacha. How are you?
Hi, pretty good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. And it's a pleasure to have you here. For those who don't know, Sacha has been a contributor to the Starknet ecosystem, a developer very active in the Starknet ecosystem since the very early days. So he contributed to a lot of projects, public goods on Starknet. So it's always a pleasure to us long-time Starknet OGs like you. And I'm really excited to know this new project of yours. And so let's start maybe with a brief introduction about yourself. If you can sum up your contributions in the Starknet ecosystem for those who don't know you very well yet.
Yeah, sure. So my background is computer science engineering. After my engineering school, I directly made kind of deep dive into a blockchain, so especially on Starknet. I'm here since early days of Starknet, so coding with K0. I mostly build DeFi products and more precisely yield products. So basically kind of a smart vault, you deposit your assets and the product gives you an interest for a year, for 2 years on different crypto assets. So I built also a portfolio tracker, a yield tracker. My last project was Nimbora. So I built like the whole tech stack of this product, and now it's over and I'm building ForgeYields, which is kind of a massive evolution of Nimbora. And I'm just full-time building ForgeYields right now. And I just released an alpha version of the project. And so, it's just an alpha version with caps on deposit. It's unaudited. It's just to show the world this new app. How does it work? What's cool features inside, etc. So
Cool. Yeah, very cool. And maybe you also forgot to mention that you used to work for YearnFi, right? So a top.
That was like, so it was not directly on Starknet, but it was using K0. So the idea is that on the Young Finance Vault, allocation can be managed in many different ways. Most of the time, you have like a whitelisted address that is able to rebalance the fund across multiple strategies. And the idea of this project was to prove which strategy had the best returns. So we took a snapshot of the different data we needed to calculate the APY. We hash it. Then we come on a K0 script. We bring all of the data. The K0 script will calculate the optimal allocation. That would not be possible directly on Solidity. Possible, but very expensive. And so we run the K0 script. We submit the proof to the SHA prover. The SHA prover releases it on the layer 1 contract. And then the Yarn Vault is going to call the verifier contract, checking if the new rebalancing data is great. And if it's great, it passes and it rebalances. So it created some kind of optimal yield allocator system, because the idea is that anyone could run a script to prove a new, better allocation and provide this new allocation. So it was a great idea, but it stayed at just the stage of a proof of concept. We didn't
an experimental level. Very cool experimentation too. And anyway, enough speaking about the past. Let's focus on the present, which is ForgeYields. So I'm curious to know, the vision behind it, how you came up with the idea, how you are structuring it in the early phase, and stuff like that.
So I will start with talking a bit about ForgeYield. Like what's ForgeYield? It's just a platform that gives you the best returns across all chains. So in crypto, in DeFi, you have many different strategies that earns yield. It can be providing liquidity on MM. It can be lend asset on the money market. It can be playing with option. It can be a lot of things. And all of those opportunities are split over many chains, there are many protocols, and it's really very, very hard to stay up to date and to always stick with the best yield opportunities. So the idea of Forge is to make this process super simple. The only thing you have to do is depositing your assets into Forge, for example, ETH. You will get a yield-bearing token called ForgeYields, and it will automatically increase in value based on the strategy, which is just bridge the funds where there are the best opportunities and farm those opportunities. So we are building a layer of abstraction to access yield and to avoid this complexity. We are abstracting the complexity of the strategies, the complexity of the chains also, because it's cross-chain. The idea is that you can access the yield from any chain, so starting with Starknet. And yeah, it's
mostly, I guess, from EVMs, right?
Sorry?
Like mostly for the time being, you're focusing mostly on
Yeah,
cross-chain,
right now,
but from the EVM chains,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. Okay. Right now, the alpha version allow you to deposit from Starknet, but the yield is coming from Ethereum mainnet.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then you would be able also to bring yields from other L2s, I guess, or
yes, it's possible. Like the thing is, compared to many different apps that are doing cross-chain yield, we only use canonical bridges. We don't want to use third-party bridges that can create a lot of issues, security issues. Yeah. So we only rely on a canonical bridge for it. But
great. Yeah, Sacha, would you mind showing us around the platform so that we can also guide our listeners through it?
Absolutely. Let me share the screen.
Sure.
Okay, so this is ForgeYields. So it's really simple for now. You want to earn yield on different assets. Right now, there is only ETH. You have this strategy, ForgeYields, that has some risk profile, some APY, and you can easily deposit. So let's try quickly. So right now it's capped to $100. You can just select a certain percentage you want to deposit, and here you can see what earnings you can expect. So monthly earnings, yearly earnings, and so this is like the casual mode. You can switch to pro mode that will give you much more details. So if you know a bit about DeFi crypto, you may want to explore more the strategy and see how is it working. So you have a risk profile. So right now, as I mentioned, ForgeYield is unaudited, and it's using Hyperlane layer network for cross-chain messaging, but the production one is not ready yet. So we are using our own Hyperlane layer networks. So that's why it's pretty risky right now. And then you have a different other risk metrics. So based on integration, based on how we price the fund, and how if the manager can create loss or not in the strategies. So for the first version, the first week, we just wanted to delegate to a Morpho Vault created by Yon Finance. So it's currently not rebalancing on daily basis. So there are some unallocated Ethereum in the strategy. This is just an alpha, just to show how it works. And then you have a redeem delay. So deposits are instant, but redeems take some time because the funds already allocated to layer one strategies. They are not even on Starknet. They are on different chains and are being used to generate yield. But deposit is instant. You can synchronously mint Forge ETH, which is pretty good in terms of user experience. Pretty interesting because most of the cross-chain yield products actually are just relayer using third-party bridge. Here, you stay on the chain, you just mint a ForgeYield token, and then you can use these ForgeYield tokens across the ecosystem on Vesu, on Ekubo, on anything on the chain. So it makes your yield experience, it's straightforward, it's frictionless, one click, one mint, and you get access to the best yield, cross-chain best yields. So that's the protocol. What else can I show you? That's mostly it. Yeah.
Yeah, the UX is pretty clean. I personally deposit, the maximum amount a couple of days ago to try it out. In fact, at first, I missed the detail about the cap, so I wanted to deposit more, and then I realized that I could deposit only $100. But yeah, it's pretty easy to use. And yeah, like also Morpho is, a very established DeFi protocol.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, yeah, you're very wise to be transparent about risks. And do you have like some schedules regarding any possible audits so that you can lower also the risks of the products that you're going to offer?
I can give between a month and 3 months. I cannot give you an accurate timing for it, but we have 2 big steps to make it secure. So first thing is audit. Second thing is using the production version of the prod version of Hyperlane, which will be released in the next weeks. So after this, it should be much better and cap will be removed. Yeah,
very cool. And I also noticed that you're planning to implement also other strategies related to both Bitcoin and USDC.
Yeah.
So here, when I want to earn yields on it, you can also you can already see that you're going to implement BTC and USDC, but obviously there are no strategies about them yet. And yeah, tell me a bit more about these future implementations and also maybe other stuff that you're planning to do in the future.
Yeah, so right now we will be able to propose a Bitcoin and USDC strategy, but we prefer to focus on the ETH strategy, make the protocol, improve the protocol with one strategy, and when we have a more stable version with all what we wanted to improve with this first strategy, we will have it directly on other strategies. Like right now, we are focusing on building a new strategy for the ETH strategy, a new management way. So right now it's using a Morpho and Yarn Curator, and it's going to transit to a curve and convex LPs, which will bring the APR to 7 to 8%. And this will be great. And then I did not decide yet what will be the allocation for Bitcoin and USDC. What protocols are we going to use? We are just right now focus on the ForgeYields strategy, make it great, and then when it's fine, develop on the other one.
For sure. And speaking about Bitcoin, I also guess that there could be some difficulties in the sense that when we talk about Bitcoin, we also need to see whether we are talking about WBTC or native Bitcoin, right? So that involves a lot of steps, of difficult steps, especially if you want to implement a native BTC. And but yeah, we are still early for that. And I'm sure you'll figure out a lot of very interesting and promising strategies. Looking forward to that. And I don't know if you would like to, maybe we can talk like 1 minute about community initiatives, how you are planning. Obviously, I know that we are in a very early stage, but how you are planning to build a community behind the products and yeah, maybe like amplify your strategies at the same time attracting also developers to work on other strategies, how you are planning to grow on that side.
Yeah, so far we have a little community in a closed Telegram group, so I can gather a lot of feedback about Forge. But yeah, next step is to build to grow this community. So the idea is to give more importance of the ForgeYield token into the Starknet ecosystem, to be able to reach other micro Starknet community that could be integrations through Vesu, through Ekubo. And yeah, I think the product is attractive in terms of base yields. I think if we reach 7 to 8% with the curve strategy that is going to be released the next week, we will have a major advantage. So it will attract a lot of users and I guess create a community. And at this point, people could discuss with community what protocols they want to see, what chains, what people want. Like there are many possibilities, a lot of chains, a lot of protocols. So yeah.
The possibilities are endless. And yeah, we are gonna also leave the link to the ForgeYields Twitter account on the show notes, so that the listeners can follow you and your team. And yeah, so on my side, I think we're done. And this was a very compacted StarkCafe edition, but I'm sure we'll be doing another one in the near future as soon as the product matures. So in the meanwhile, we wish you all the best, Sacha, to you and to the ForgeYields team. So we'll stay in touch, and yeah, let's build on Starknet.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot for receiving me, and have a good day.
My pleasure as usual, my friend. Take care.